People run away from grammar. The moment you hear about someone teaching you grammar, you say, "No, I do not want to listen." In school, when we were learning, there were a few subjects that we hated. When someone asked you a question, "Which subject do you hate the most?" you would answer, some would answer maths, but most would answer grammar. Let us step into grammar together. We're going to learn the parts of speech, the very first few lessons of grammar, the basics. I just begin with a very small topic today. Remember, I won't burden you with rules, but we will step into what is the basis of grammar. We are going to learn the parts of speech. Now, when you talk about the parts of speech, I always feel they resemble the parts of our body. I have drawn a figure here. If you think of the parts of the body, the head, which thinks, you can also use it to hit someone. The hands, the arms, which can hit, hold, push and pull. The legs, which can kick, run and stand. Now your whole body has certain parts to it, and each part has a job of its own, has a function of its own. The same can be said about a flower. I've drawn a flower for you. If it looks like a flower, well, you have the petals of the flower, you have the sepal. You know what the sepal is, the green thing that comes at the top of the stem. You have the stem in itself and the leaf. Now each of them have a function. The petals attract pollinators who come to drink honey from the pollen. The sepal, in fact, it is a kind of protective cage for the reproductive organs of the flower, of the plant. The leaf, you know how you've learnt about photosynthesis and how the leaf carries forward the life of the plant. And the stem, again, it carries nutrients from the ground up to the plant and helps elongate the life of the plant. So each part of the flower has a particular function. And the same way, I feel we can equate the function of what we call the different parts of speech. In grammar, we already know these are little lessons from your childhood that you've been hearing and yet do not want to hear. The parts of speech. We have 8 parts of speech, and from them I have written them down here in order. Now I feel you can always link each part of speech with something that is very intimate to you, your family, someone or something that you know so intimately, so well. And here we begin with the noun which tops the list. So the noun, which I equate with the grandfather of the family. The grandfather who is always there. He will be sitting in his rocking chair or his grandfather's chair with his legs up, reading the newspaper, with his spectacles on his nose, looking into each and everything, dictating things, bossing around. So the noun is there in every sentence that you have. Now, the noun in grammar would be described as anything which speaks about a person. A noun is something which tells you about a person, a place, a thing, or an animal. And our examples would be Nehru, Delhi, book, giraffe, anything, window, table, anything, the air conditioner. Now, so if the noun is the grandfather, I would bring you to the next part of speech, which is the pronoun. And I equate the pronoun with the grandmother of the house. Now, the grandmother, she in many ways stands for, replaces or substitutes the grandfather. When the grandfather disagrees, you rush to the grandmother to ask her things, and she presents a softer side to the grandfather. So she is someone who substitutes or replaces the grandfather or the noun. So the pronoun is something that stands instead or replaces the noun. If the noun is the name of a person, place, thing, or animal, the pronoun would be something that replaces the person, place, thing, or animal. And you can say, for example, as examples you can quote I, he, she, you, it, we, and they. So if I say Nehru went on a walk, went for a walk, I could substitute it in the next sentence by saying he was accompanied by a few children. Now, I do not need to add Nehru in every other sentence. I can substitute it with he. In the same way, the teacher is a substitute for Rama. Rama, if it is the name of the teacher, a substitute for the teacher could be she in the next sentence. So you could use the name of the teacher is Rama. Rama is my class teacher, and then the next sentence would be she. So a pronoun substitutes a noun. I hope that is clear. We come to the third part of speech, which is the verb. And I equate the verb with the mother of the family. She is the action girl. She runs, she walks, she cooks, she cleans, she does. She is always doing. So a verb is an action word. It is also a state of being. The verb could describe a state of being. As you say, she is sitting. In that, sitting is an action, a verb, and you have also is, which describes a state of being. I am talking, where talking is the action, but am also stands as a state of being for the verb. So you have the verb where you have the action or the state of being. So sit, stand, cook, clean would be verbs. We come to the adverb, which is the next part of speech, and I equate the adverb with the father of the family. What does the father do? The father of the family is a definition for the mother. He defines the mother. He qualifies the mother. So if the mother says something or does something, he has an opinion on what the mother does, which will mostly be negative. Yet there are positive and negative opinions that the adverb or the father can give. So in a way, I equate the adverb with the father of the family, where the function of the adverb would be to define, qualify or qualify a verb. It can also qualify another verb, adverb or adjective. So an adverb qualifies a verb, another adverb or an adjective. So your examples would be run fast, push hard, stand firm, smile wide. So those are adverbs. So they qualify verbs or adverbs or adjectives. If that is clear, then we proceed to the next part of speech, which is the adjective. And I equate the adjective with your beautiful sister. The sister of the family, in a way, describes the noun, qualifies the noun. So you associate the sister with the noun or the mother in a way, where you have the same caring, the same concern, the same love. And so you have the adjective as a part of speech which describes or qualifies the noun. You can have a small book, you can have a blue sky, you can have a tall man. The tall, the small and the blue define the nouns. So the sister of the family would define or qualify what is beautiful, what is nice, what is caring, what is considerate, what is affectionate, what is loving. So that is the adjective, which describes a noun, and it describes, as you see in words like beautiful or small or tiny or big or huge or rough, etc. Now the next in the list of parts of speech is the preposition. Now prepositions I would equate with maybe uncles and aunts of the family. It is a relational word. Relational in the way that it establishes a kind of relation between or link between certain words in a sentence. Certain words like you can link nouns, one noun to another. You can link you can link a noun to something else, not to another noun, but a noun to something else. For example, you can speak about I in this sentence, I am sitting on a chair, or the cat jumped out of the window. On, the word on, describes the relation between me and the chair, right? Because I'm sitting on the chair. I'm not hiding under the chair. I am not even sitting beside the chair. So these things are these words like on, off, about, in, under are words which show the relation between the nouns and the other words of the sentence. In the sentence, the cat jumped out of the window, out of will be the preposition because it establishes a relation between the cat and the window. The relation between the book and the table would be the book is on the table, the book is under the table. The pen is in my hand. The necklace is around my neck. So, a preposition would be a relational word. The uncles and aunts of the family. The next in the parts of speech list are conjunctions. Conjunctions are our cousins, our boys, the boys and the girls, the cousins who join, they are joiners. They join one noun to another, one sentence to another, one clause to another. So conjunctions are joiners where they connect between nouns, between sentences, and between clauses. So you have Ram and Sham. You can say either Ram or Sham will come. Not only the girl, but also her cousin were present for the yesterday's wedding, for the yesterday's meeting. Or, sorry, for the meeting yesterday would be a better way of putting the sentence. So, either or is a conjunction. And is a conjunction. Not only but also is a conjunction. So, conjunctions are basically joiners, connectors, which connect one noun to another, one sentence to another, or one clause to another. And the last in our list are interjections. Interjections, I would call, are your little brothers, your little naughty brothers, who cause you to either exclaim in joy or scream out in anger or move away in disgust. What do? They can pinch you, push you, they can hit you, or they can embrace you and hug you. So your expressions that come after their actions are what can be called interjections. When he pinches, pushes, you can say, ah, you get angry or you get hurt. You say, ah. And when he hugs you, you say, oh, aha. You love it. So the expressions that you make of disgust or sorrow or anger, happiness are called interjections. And interjections are mostly exclamations like, wow, your exclamation of joy or surprise or wonder at seeing something beautiful, or ouch, when you get hurt, or ah, when you hear something good. So those are interjections. Rushing through it once again, our parts of speech list begins with the noun, goes on to a noun, which is the name of a person, place, thing, or animal. Nehru, Delhi, book, giraffe. A pronoun, which stands instead of a noun, where you have I, she, you, it, we, they. A verb, which is an action word or which describes a state of being, where you sit, stand, cook, clean. Is and was are also verbs. Then you have the adverb, which defines or qualifies a verb, another adverb, or an adjective, where you run fast, push hard, etc. You have adjectives, which describe nouns. You have small books, blue skies, tall men. Prepositions are links or relational words, which establish links between words, between a noun and another action or another word in the sentence. Sitting on a chair, out of the window, etc. Conjunctions are joiners or connectors, connecting one noun to another, one clause to another, one sentence to another. And the last are interjections, which are exclamations of joy, pain, disgust, hatred, etc. So I hope learning the parts of speech with me was not a pain, and I hope you have understood what they are. Thank you.